There's so many individuals behind the scenes that make EarthX possible. People who give their time, their talent, their passions in advancing the cause. That's why Trammell created something called, I've been mispronouncing this all week, and every single time I do, it drives Trammell crazy, but it's the Woofus Award.
The Woofus.
The Woofus.
The Woofus.
And who here is a Dallas person, a Dallas native, a Dallas resident, who knows Fair Park, who's wandered Fair Park and wandered its amazing Art Deco architecture, pristine, one of the real crown jewels of the city. There is a sculpture.
I'll tell it. I'll tell it.
You do it. I'm off stage. Get out of here.
We used to have the expo at Fair Park, State Fair Park in Texas, biggest fair park in America. They had an Elvis Presley movie. And between the stockyards, we would try to screw in these conferences. It didn't go very well. That's why it's so much nicer to have it here at the Anatole. With 700 exhibitors and the general public, it was a really big thing. And then hidden between a couple of stockyard buildings in the back was a big base, like this big, and then a 10-foot tall mythical beast called the Woofus, with the body of a pig and the tail of a snake, I think, and the horns of a longhorn. So we have adopted the Woofus as our Oscar. And that's what I'm so proud to present tonight to various people.
Here's our list.
We begin?
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say that we didn't make enough Woofuses. And so we're giving away plaques. But we promised the recipients that we'll give them the Woofuses and represent them at our next opportunity. I can only show you what the Woofuses look like. So first is the lovely Pam Hart. Pam, in from West Texas. And not her husband, but I don't suppose Will's here. But I do want to tell you about her. This woman, who I've hardly met, called her up and just asked her to do this, and she wasn't quite sure what it was. Pam, you knew better than I did, couldn't have pulled it off, to curate and create our conservation conference, which was called
New Perspectives on Texas Conservation.
Texas Conservation. I think a couple of months went by, and I'd already called her up kind of late, and I was, wondering, and a couple of months went by, and really not much happened. Then she got started like this. About 3 weeks later, I heard from my staff, well, she's telling us what we're going to do next year, too. Okay. We're so lucky to have you. You're a wildlife advocate and a preservation and a philanthropist, and you're the best. Thank you.
I love you.
You shall receive a true Woofus.
What's Woofus for? What's Woofus mean?
If it's a mythical beast of Texas, I just explained a minute ago.
Oh, I wasn't listening.
Yeah, right, thanks. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pam. Mr. Sandy McDonald, are you still here? Alexander McDonald. Way too much to explain about this man. He's come in with the Colorado contingency. All I know is he's Mr. Noah, been there many, many years. But if you all saw the big sphere hanging in the atrium today with 3,000 images from satellite, it was invented by Sandy McDonald. So Sandy, for your lifelong contributions in NOAA and elsewhere and making the sphere for us all, here's your plaque, soon to morph into a true Woofus.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Trammell.
All the best. Aren't you glad we're not giving any words of appreciation from our people? Mr. Bastida, Mindahi Bastida, are you here tonight? Mindahi? No? Here he comes. Okay. The way I heard it is he's the father of Shea Bastida, who, for better or worse, is called the Greta Thunberg of America. And the work you've done to save what is in Mexico and the rainforest and everything is something that we could never do without you, and we owe you our debt.
Thank you.
Sir.
You so much. Thank you.
And would you just say a little bit? We don't get to see you very often.
Yes. Isenwa ikihe si kwada siku. Greetings from Central Mexico. My name is Midaji Bastida from the Otomi Toltec peoples. And I'm very glad to be here in your presence and in the presence of these beautiful people. We say that we got a mother. We are the children of this Mother Earth. We are here because of this beautiful planet. And remember that we have to come back home. Remember the original instructions to be. And we say, love your mother. How do you treat your mother? Let's bring back family once again. The time is now. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for coming from Mexico. And last but not least, I have to tell this story. A minute, please, sorry. So, it's kind of a long story. So, my friend Rick Barron here borrowed my ski apartment in Vail. I went up to see what he was doing up there, with whom, and only had 3 or 4 guys, including Chip Keating. It doesn't say the first, the second, or the fourth, but he's the son of former Governor Keating here at the table with us. And Chip receives an award for this. We went up to see him, and I won't even try to describe the cast of characters that were there to meet Rick Barron and me, that ran the Noble Foundation and ran Oklahoma State University, et cetera, ran ConocoPhillips, et cetera. But then the next day he took us to the ranch and showed us all around and how he does his conservation of the ranch. And you know, Rick, I'm not sure, well, he probably knew what he was looking at. I was going, look, I'm a suburban kid from Howland Park, okay? I don't know what this is quite all about. And that's when he gave me the little flamethrower, and we got to set afire all the brush that he'd taken out to clean up the forest and conserve the proper forest management technique. And 10 days later, after going up there was a forest fire that caught on, and I think he said it burned down 27 houses, and I heard 72 ranches and houses, and came clean up to his farm and stopped. Well, no, it didn't stop. It went all the way around and continued without burning up his ranch. And that's called conservation. So for that, you get an award. Chip Keating, please. Will you come up to the stage?
And Trammell, you described this experience of going up and seeing and using the flamethrower. I think we actually have a little bit of video of what that actually looked like.
Okay. Well, look for Chip and me. There, look at that masterful. So, tell us why it works. Why does that work?
Well, thank you, Trammell. It works because conservation works, and I'm honored to be here. I spoke about fire management earlier, and Trammell and I really hit it off in Vail, and he's a wonderful, wonderful spirit, a wonderful friend. I feel like I've known him a long time, and we have a lot of commonality together, and how we can actually go solve some of these problems. And it actually happened real time. After we had our dinner, you spent 2-3 days at the ranch, and then everything burned down around it, around forest fires. Never touched our ranch because we were actually being proactive around conservation. All the benefits around it, I love it. It's my passion, and you're just a wonderful person.
Thank you. Now, hang on, hold on. Now, there's a few people at the front table who can answer this question, and would you please, all at once, resoundingly answer me, so, what's the difference between an environmentalist and a conservationist? Money, right, thank you. And we have the guts to say so. Sir?
Thank you.
Now, together, you and me, let's invite your father up for another special award.
You got it.
Come up.
Dad, come on.
A Theodore Roosevelt enthusiast like I've never seen in my life, and I've a lot of history buffs. This is the only book I could find from the collection. It's paperback. Theodore Roosevelt's letters to his children, and I hope that your son receives some. But more important than that, is the bust of Teddy Roosevelt.
Oh,
Amen.
amen.
For you, sir.
Hold on, can you hold this? I'll hold that.
For your good work and learning conservationism from your son.
Amen. Well, let me just say in 12 seconds, I love as a hobby to write young readers' books, and for Simon & Schuster, I wrote a book some years ago, Theodore Roosevelt, in the first person. Mike Wimmer, my artist, gave me one of his fabulous paintings of Roosevelt at his inauguration, which I gave to Chip. And a father is actually popular in his son's household because I gave him that painting. And we just have a great relationship, and Theodore Roosevelt is at the center of it.
Amen. And I will say what I think brought for the room real quickly, Trammell and I together, love of conservation, Theodore Roosevelt, the greatest conservationist in America. He started our national parks. He cared so much about conservation, and Trammell and I, lifelong friend because of our love of Theodore Roosevelt. Thank you.
That's absolutely right.
Let's hear it for a dad and a son who get along. Thank you. You got to carry that.
Oh, sure.